All right, good morning, everyone. This is lesson 9. We're going to do multi-step equations. You have 4 examples. We're going to do 2 of them together. So the directions state solve each inequality and then graph and write the solution set. So we're going to graph it here and write the solution set here. So let's go ahead and solve it. I have a -2 on the outside. I have a parentheses. I have a 4x as a term, and then I have a less than sign with the 2. So I need to take care of the parentheses first. So that's going to give me -2x minus 6, and then I'm going to rewrite everything else. So let's look real quick. -2x minus 6 is -2 times a positive 3. So now I've got to combine the terms. So I'm going to use my brackets here. That gives me a 2x minus 6 is less than 2. Notice I switched the x to get it to the front part of the problem. I'm going to take the opposite of my 6 because I need to isolate the variable. This cancels out. Put my sign there, that's going to equal 8. So my solution set, or I'm sorry, my x is going to be less than 4. Okay, so now I need to graph it. I'm going to start at a 0. I'm going to put a 4 there. Now let's see what this says. By the way, I didn't divide by 2. This says x is less than 4. So these x's are less than 4. So that's going to give me an open circle. And I'm going to shade it to the left because these numbers are less than 4. Notice it's an open circle because there's no equal sign here. Okay, solution sets, they're usually written like this. I'm going to start with 0, 1, 2, and 3. I could go negative numbers down here, but that's the solution set. I did not include 4 because it's not greater than or less than or equal to 4. So that's the first one. Let's look at the second one. Let's see what I got here. I notice there's a negative on the outside of that parentheses, so that's a -1. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Careful here. That's going to give me a -x minus a 1. There's my inequality sign. So let's take a look at it. That's a -x minus a 1, and that 5 I just bring down. So now I can combine 5 minus 1 is 4. Bring down my minus x. Bring down my 6. Now I need to go -4 on both sides. Running out of room here. And that's going to give me a 2. Now let's notice, or let's look at this -x. I cannot end with a -x. So from our equation unit, you know you got to multiply everything by -1. So that's going to give me, and when you do this step, you have to change the sign going the other way to keep it the same. So let's see what I did down here. I started with a -x, and y'all know from your equations you got to multiply by -1. When you do that, you have to flip the sign. So let's go ahead and graph it. So I'm going to start at -2. This is x is greater than or equal to -2. So that's going to be a closed circle because the 2 is included, and I'm going to shade it that way because x is greater than. Let's do our solution sets, and we'll start with the -2 because that is included. -1, 0, and I'm going to stop at 1. So those are your 2 examples for multi-step equations.